Namaste, Angels. This is the weekly love reading. We'll begin with the dice and stay in bed party. And it's 50-50, which can be about balance, give and take, equity. Spirit still says stay in bed. And for some, that's going to be literal. It's about taking like a long weekend, a day off, getting some rest in general, recovering from just being overworked, overextended, overburdened. Even in your relationships, it could be your relationship is going through like a tough time, or you are alone, and so that's making it difficult for your partner. Maybe they don't even know what's going on, or your partner is going through something, and it's a stress on you in the relationship. But so you may need a break from each other too. Spirit says cocktail. Maybe you need a drink. You just need to relax, chill out. And I had been feeling that, and then also saw it, and particularly in the general reading, with regard to the Gemini full moon. Like the Gemini full moon is going to make you sit down, like have a seat, relax, and chill out. Spirit says try again, and now no. Said no in the general too. With the cards, I'm beginning with the Rider-Waite. And the Ten of Wands, which is in confirmation of being overextended and having too much on your plate and maybe too much work to do. Just tired, feeling somewhat burdened. I think burdened. I don't think burdened somebody else, but for somebody that could be it. I think in most cases this is you being exhausted though, because you just have so much going on, and you're not sure you're gonna make it through all the things. And it could be mostly attached to work. It was in the general reading, and or it could be attached to an earth sign, perhaps a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. But yes, in the general reading, it was very much tied to work and wanting to do something else. And behind this Knight of Pentacles is in fact the Three of Pentacles, which is a card. It's a worker energy. All right, and this is about collaborations, group projects, group energy, and abundance that is earned when it comes to the Three of Pentacles, the way that I pick it up. Right, the next card is in reverse. It's the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups in reverse is, like the Nine of Cups upright. It may be a little, less strong, slightly weakened than the Nine of Cups upright, but it's basically a card of wish fulfillment. It's a big fat yes from the minor arcana. Prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true. I'm just tucking away at random the cards that we've seen already. That leaves us now with the Fool up top. Fool came up many times in the general reading too. Of course, it is about taking a chance, a risk, a leap of faith, as they say. Opening first in terms of shuffling to the Page of Cups, who is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone like into those traits or attributes. The full moon in Gemini that we'll experience will bring in the energy of Scorpio. Our ruler, Mercury, is located in Scorpio, moves into Sagittarius thereafter. I think on the 1st, off the top of my head, don't quote me. In any case, it brings in the energy of Scorpio in the meantime. And this is about some sort of offer of love, something that puts a smile on your face, gives you a little tingle, butterflies in your stomach. It can be an invitation somewhere. It could be a text, a call, a note in the mail, maybe good news that arrives, cause for celebration, a reuniting, a reconciliation with someone, maybe from that party of three with the Three of Pentacles. Could be something for which you've waited for some time, or hoped for some time, and now it's finally happening. And I also saw this card many times during the general, and before I started the cards in the reading, said that I felt that that the Gemini full moon was going to get us unstuck from situations like that. So the Eight of Swords is a card that represents like feeling stuck, even if you really aren't, and we're going to get out of that. Perhaps after your rest and recovery, you have time to think and meditate, and then you're going to say, okay, I'm ready to get up now and get back to it and change a few things. And you can make those changes with the energy of the Magician, which represents the sign of Gemini as well. Or the Eight of Pentacles, putting effort into something. We reap what we sow. And I think this will be the last one. It is Major Arcana card 5. the Hierophant, which represents the sign of Taurus. Now I will cut. Cards should be good and mixed up. New overall energy is the Knight of Cups, which is a beautiful energy for a love reading, especially. This Knight of Cups could be somebody who disappointed you before, or attached to a relationship that was disappointing before, that didn't turn out as you had hoped, that wasn't all you expected it to be, all you anticipated, all you dreamed when you were in your bed at night. And this could be you getting over it and still being willing to maybe give love another chance, if not the same person. This is the Emperor. Could be you taking, your life into your own hands. The bull by the horns, as they say. Major Arcana card 4 represents the planet Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. I'm going to pull 4 cards, one for each element, beginning with fire. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Your love card this week is the Queen of Wands. This was everybody's love card in the general reading. It was in the love and relationship placement. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your card is Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess. More Gemini energy. Air signs like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our love card this week is the Knight of Wands. And last but not least, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is the King of Swords. Again, Mercury in your sign. So that right there could be the reason. Let's make sure everything's in frame, and then we'll get into what other reasons there may be. Looks good, so we're going to get into it, beginning with our overall energy, the Knight of Cups. So this is a card that's one of those cards, there's several in the tarot, but this is one of them, and maybe the strongest, or at least one of the strongest, that is about being swept off your feet. If you're already in a relationship, that's one that talks about commitments getting deeper and just more sweeter, more relevant, and it can be about final commitment. So like marriage, a baby, cohabitation, whatever the final stage of a commitment is for you in your dynamic. If you are, it's about positive messages, similar to the page. In that case, it's like the carrying out the action of it. So like actually doing it. Maybe with the page, you're thinking about it. You have an opportunity to do it, to send somebody a text, or I feel to, or you have an opportunity to answer, or I feel to. But the Knight is the action of actually doing it and connecting. Be open to exploring your feelings when this card shows up. It's things that you would like to hear that are going to make you happy, emotionally pleased. If you're single, again, getting swept off your feet by somebody who is a really good match for you. The Knight of Cups can often be, for me, an ex returning to your life. So that's a possibility too, or somebody returning to your life that maybe you didn't date before, but now you will if you haven't before. Just a really positive card in love. So moving on to the Queen of Wands, this is another really awesome one, and it's your energy, fire sign. So this is the perfect card for you, for the signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And it is about meeting someone or being committed to someone who is your true, like, perfect match. They may be another fire sign like yourself. So maybe you're an Aries and they're a Leo. Maybe you got 2 Aries or 2 Leos, or you get the idea. Very, very positive omen when it comes to love, the Queen of Wands, in terms of meeting somebody or strengthening and deepening of your current relationship. Just like the Knight of Cups suggests, you may be moved to get out and mingle. Just be confident like the Queen of Wands is. And, you need, or you're desiring, like, love and support. We started out with that 10 of Wands, and it's about you being, overburdened, and you being the love and support for maybe other people, perhaps many people. And so this is you needing it yourself. And the Queen of Wands can give it to you, or at least give you, the strength and confidence to go out there and get it from somebody else, to the extent that you want it from somebody else. I mean, you're plenty on your own too. And you know that when you have this Queen of Wands energy. So moving on to the earth signs and the High Priestess. This is another very powerful card, very powerful feminine energy. This is mystical and magical. The person is, the woman is, and the time is, and your relationships probably will be as well. If you are a woman yourself, or identify as a feminine archetype yourself, you may find that people are like literally throwing themselves at you. And again, it could be exes. I have an ex that it's been 20 years that the man texts me at least every holiday, if not other times. I don't know. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it happens, and it could be something like that. Just really throwing themselves at you, and trying to get your attention, to make an impression on you. But the problem is that you can attract, good and bad, positive and negative energies toward yourself, and it's not always easy to tell which is which. So you may need some discernment. Good thing the High Priestess is super, super psychic and wise and smart, and she has street smarts and common sense, and she relies on all of them, so she's going to pay close attention to signs and synchronicities, and those butterflies in the stomach or a sinking feeling, and she's going to put it all together and then decide what her next move is. And she's probably going to be real quiet about whatever that move is and not share it with anybody. So that is your guidance. Let the Gemini full moon empower you with feminine energy that's very intuitive. Let the High Priestess also do the same for you. Again, it is a representation of the sign of Gemini. And so I think it's here to talk about that moon for you guys, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So that moves us on to the air signs, the element of swords, and yes, Geminis themselves, as well as Libras and Aquarians. And our card is the Knight of Wands. It's another super positive card as it relates to love, action, movement, aggression in terms of like passionate pursuit. We may meet somebody at work or through work, or we may have met somebody in the past through work. That person could be returning or rejoining our life in some sort of capacity, and they, very likely romantic. And even if they weren't romantic before, they want to be romantic now, or we want to be, or the universe wants us to be, and it'll all fall into place. If you're already committed when this card shows up, then it's about communication and making sure that your communication, it's funny that it's sitting here next to the King of Swords, because it's making sure that your communication is as clear as it can possibly be. And the King of Swords, the reason I say it's funny because it's sitting next to him is because he's all about saying what you mean and meaning what you say, being very clear and having effective communication. That's what the Knight of Wands needs you to do too. Make a point to make time to just talk to each other. And this will improve your feelings of closeness, immeasurably. Okay. If you're looking to meet somebody, again, it's one of these positive energies where you can do that as well, and it will very possibly happen at work. And last but not least, the water signs. You guys got the King of Swords. I just described him somewhat. Again, he is a very matter-of-fact type of person who says what he means and means what he says when he's in this energy. When he's fully empowered like this. He may very well be a direct air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. He is strong, forceful, opinionated, very masculine, and that man's man. You know what that means? That very heavy. He's like traditional. The man is the head of the household, and he's the provider. And he's this. That's how this guy is. Some people don't like that. He's one of these people you gotta take him or leave him, because that's how he is. If he is your beloved, he is your mate, he is your intended, he's your interest. It means you are going to have to accept him for him, totally as he is, whether you are you identify yourself as a masculine or feminine or male or female. Your best chance of having positive experiences and discourse with him is to deal with him through and by drawing on your feminine aspects, your inner feminine, your feminine energies, your feminine nature. However, I'm not suggesting that you put up with being mistreated, or spoken to any kind of way, that you have to put up with any kind of abuse or trauma or at the hands of this person. No. All right. But he has the potential to sort of walk the line between very stereotypically masculine and manly and overstepping his bounds. So you have to protect your bounds and your boundaries and yourself. Okay, in that regard. But other than that, he's somebody whom you can certainly love if you're willing to take him for who he is. And of course, another potential meaning for all of these are all characters. These are all potentially people that are actually in your life. So if not fire on fire, for example, here, maybe fire and water. Here, maybe air and water, or water on water. High priestess in traditional tarot can also be a water sign. Maybe again, fire and water here. And then perhaps here, air and water is a very strong possibility. Again, whether you're male or female, masculine or feminine, it's funny because the King of Swords is sitting there. And of course, it's a very masculine energy, but there's a meme that it's a meme about women. So it says like, what kind of woman are you by sign? And for Gemini, it's like, what kind of woman are you? And the answer is a man. We have a tendency to be, heavily masculine in a lot of ways too. Even when we identify as feminine, that we can sometimes be, have our masculine energy can come on pretty strong. So even with us, there could be a time when you need to draw on your inner feminine to sort of balance us out a little bit, or get us, put us in our place and get us in check in a loving way. I'm going to further clarify these cards with another deck, another two decks really. And believe it or not, again, we're starting with the Ten of Wands. So we started with it with the Rider-Waite deck a moment ago. We're starting with it again this is the Angel Tarot. And behind it is the Knight of Swords, the Prince of Winter, who is decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion, and to choose and make your decisions quickly. Okay. This Knight of Swords, like the King, may very well be a Gemini specifically, as well as possibly a Libra or an Aquarius or someone likened to those traits or attributes. This fire sign, though, the Ten of Wands, the tens are indication of an energy coming to an end, to like this difficult time with us being overextended and overburdened and overworked and just tired and done is coming to an end. And then that is reconfirmed by this other, what is also a fire energy, for me at least. It feels like fire, and it is the World. Major Arcana card, the World. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. So I would think that these cards, this World, is somehow joined to that Ten of Wands, and it is showing up in our placement of there's an imbalance also maybe in our love and relationships, because we're so overworked. Maybe we're not having time to nurture ourselves and or our relationships. or maybe again our mate is overburdened, or we're having challenges in the relationship and not necessarily seeing eye to eye right now. So that could be why this is coming up too. The Queen of Cups is most directly a Scorpio, but can also be a Cancer or a Pisces or someone likened to those traits or attributes. This is a time of deep emotion and heightened intuition. Remember, paying very close attention to your intuition. You should trust it completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs while you're caring for others. And the next card is in reverse. It is another character, though, no less. It's the Page of Pentacles, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, potentially, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So I'm just going to move all the cards that we looked at into random places here so that I can mix these up a little bit more in front of you. I already shuffled them before I started. And then I like to do some while you watch so that you know as much as I do, what energies popped up when and how, where they came from, what they might be attached to, how often they repeated, all that stuff. So now I'm just putting these back together, again, completely arbitrarily, some on the bottom, some on the top, some in the middle. It doesn't matter much to me. My guides are going to put them where they want them to end up for me, and in what direction, upright, reversed. It always turns out as it's meant to. Okay. Our overall energy is now the Nine of Wands. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So this is another card that says when you feel like you're down and out, the universe comes through with whatever it is you need. A burst of energy, inspiration, motivation. It comes through with whatever it is you need to make it across the finish line. And it's doing that in an area of partnership and love. Yes, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. So again, it could be tied to reunion, reconciliation with someone who had previously disappointed you, that you may have even lost sleep over. Maybe because they were older, something didn't work out. So you maybe weren't disappointed by them per se, but by the relationship's inability to work out. Maybe you guys caved to the pressure of an age difference or some other sort of difference or something. And now you're taking back, like I said, control of your own life. There may be some apologies, some forgiveness, as the Two of Cups suggests, and then you can move forward. How funny is that? The next card is upright, and it's another Emperor. I was just pointing out the Emperor. I hadn't seen this yet. So yeah, it's another Emperor. Again, the Emperor represents the planet Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership also. And again, perhaps an older mate, a younger mate, or somebody with some sort of difference from yourself. And the next card is yet again a character. It is the Page of Wands, who is outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. And Aries, like the Emperor, perhaps. Leo or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And the Page of Wands on its own can be about finishing something from the past. So in this case, perhaps again, a relationship. Maybe for whatever reason you separated, you fell apart, you were separated by the universe. Maybe no hard feelings. You just ended up in your own two different lives. Whatever happened, life happened. And now maybe you're getting brought back together, an opportunity to finish something you started long ago. So I'm going to pull 4 cards yet again. This time from these decks. So, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, your card is, again, your energy. It is another Page of Wands. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. This, again, is your energy, and there may very well be some fire on fire action here in terms of love. The Page of Wands is energetic, outgoing, optimistic, and creative. So finishing something you started long ago could possibly be the theme here too. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, your card. Major Arcana card 12, Awakening, or the Hanged Man, which represents the sign of Pisces. I just said the High Priestess can also be, at least in traditional tarot practice, representative of water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Here's the Pisces. Look at things in a different way, and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. And like I said, the High Priestess does look at things in a different way. She looks at things in all ways. She's going to look at her intuition. She's going to look at her wisdom. She's going to look at street smarts. She's going to look at pros and cons. She's going to look at how her body feels, how her body's reacting. And then she also doesn't get worried about things being halted because she's going to take her time. She's going to put everything together, figure out what her next move is, and then casually make it. But then, like I said, like a G, without saying anything to anybody. Real G's move in silence and usually, sort of slow and under the radar. And that brings us to some other G's. Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius, the air signs. Our card is the Seven of Wands. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. Remember, the Knight of Wands, it's a card of action. Maybe making a decision or I'm taking an action. And this is about not letting anybody or external forces change what that action is. If you decide to change course, let it be because you decided, not because of something outside of you that influenced you or, fear that slipped in. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. Trust that your inner guidance is real and true and follow it completely. Air signs. And last but not least, water signs. To complement the King of Swords, your card is the King of Cups. As I told you, this could very well be water on air action this week happening. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. So even if in the past they disappointed you or something disappointed happened between the two of you, again, you can trust what they're saying now in this moment. If they're coming to you as the King of Cups, they're coming to you in a genuine and real way. And again, they may be somebody from your past, and perhaps someone, since air and water seem to be sort of linked here and entwined, somebody that you worked with in the past, maybe returning to your life. You may have never gotten romantically involved before, and maybe this is your time. Perhaps because you don't work together anymore, now you're willing to try it. I don't know. Maybe it's your boss. Maybe that's why the Emperor kept showing up, or some sort of superior. Maybe that's what was keeping you from being together before, and now that's no longer the case, and so you can get involved. Further advice, getting with the masculine, it's yet another character. It's the King of Autumn, the King of Pentacles. He is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. The King of Pentacles is security. He is stability. He is generosity. In his relationships, in his dealings, the way he moves, that's what he's about. He is also possibly a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He's your advice, masculine. For the feminine, ours is the Eight of Pentacles. It's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. Put some effort in, and you're going to get the results out that you want. You will reap what you sow. Masculine. The Five of Pentacles. So this is fear. Even though you got the King here, there's fear, there is worry, there is doubt, similar to that Five of Cups that's there. That's pessimism. That is, just doubt and fear. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others. Okay, on a more positive note, that's much more positive. Also, uncertain self-employment. And when it relates specifically to love and relationship, this is stuff like fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, fear of rejection, mommy issues, daddy issues. So if you're dealing with some of these things, then maybe that's why you need the rest and recovery of the Four of Swords, so you can get your mind right and you can come forward like this instead. And last but not least, feminine. It's another Knight of Swords. He is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, like a G, so you can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is, again, in fact, a G, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and often has to do with a decision that you have to make, one that you are awaiting someone else to make, or both. Maybe you're waiting for them to decide, let you know what they're doing or what's up, and so that you can figure out what your next move is from there. And that may be what this Seven of Wands is here for, specifically for the air signs, like the King of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands, and it is about standing your ground as it relates to a decision. If you guys have enjoyed the love reading this week, I will be back. The moon reading and the last 3 signs, the astrological readings for the month of December. Namaste.